Well, a big winter storm is making its way across the central U.S., and we take a look ahead at the January precipitation and temperature outlook and into the rest of winter. So winter storm watches stretch across much of Kansas, Missouri, into Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Ahead of this cold air boundary, pretty chilly temperatures across the north central U.S., and that's pushing that storm track right through the central U.S. This system coming out of the Rockies, spreading snow from Montana into South Dakota, Nebraska. Few inches there, but it's really going to pick up steam here as it moves across Kansas and into Missouri and Illinois. Rain and strong storms on the southern end of it, and then we'll continue to bring snow to the mid-Atlantic and the eastern states here over the weekend too. But the real snowfall is going to be just north of Kansas City and St. Louis. Potential for over a foot of snow in this swath. So in between Chicago and St. Louis, just a narrow area, but also on the southern edge of the snow, we're looking at a significant ice storm too, a few tenths of an inch at least of ice accumulation across Kansas, Missouri, into Illinois. That, of course, is the most treacherous form of weather we can get. But there's Kansas City and St. Louis, and you can see that heaviest snow band just on the northern edge of it. So still a chance that Kansas City and St. Louis could get in on some of those higher snowfall totals. But in addition, an icy mix to begin with. So ice with snow on top of it. Really bad situation, especially for these areas that aren't as equipped to handle snowfall and ice as northern states are. So taking a look ahead at January and the rest of winter, the official outlook from the Climate Prediction Center does call for below normal temperatures or higher odds of that across most of the eastern U.S. and into the north central U.S. with above normal temperatures in the southwest. Now, the North American multi-model ensembles that we use, those are a little more optimistic of warmer temperatures, or pessimistic, depending upon how you look at it, for the central U.S. with still that cold signal into western Canada and the Pacific Northwest. But most of the other models, the Canadian, American, and European model extended range here, do keep temperatures below normal across the central and eastern U.S., kind of in line with that official Climate Prediction Center forecast. As far as precipitation goes, looks drier than normal. The official forecast in the southwest, but continued pretty soggy here in the northwest in terms of rain and snow in the higher elevations. And it does look as though the second half of the month may pick up more snowfall activity for the northern and northeastern U.S., which has been largely missing a lot of snow, at least in the north central U.S. here as we head into the middle and latter parts of the month, maybe more in the way of at least some clipper systems that could bring an accumulation of several lighter snowfalls together. So the rest of the winter, when we look at January, February, and March together, you still have that cold signal in the northwest into portions of western Minnesota, warmer than normal conditions in the south and southeast. So we're going to kind of flip the script maybe here, February and March, for the eastern U.S. from a cold January to milder temperatures. And again, those North American multi-model ensembles, still that cold signal. This is a typical La Nina looking pattern, western Canada into Alaska. And as far as the rest of the winter, January, February, March precipitation, still above normal, Ohio River Valley into Wisconsin, and then also in the Pacific Northwest. So it might be more of the same as far as precipitation goes, and below normal in the south, which again is a pretty typical La Nina signal for precipitation patterns. Drier than normal in the south, and potentially wetter than normal in the northern U.S. So we might pick up that snowfall for some of the northern states here, potentially for the later part of winter, when everybody's sick of winter at that point.